Well, those who have been following me this week, they may have noticed that there was this court verdict, and I have to pay money to this artist who left uninsured works in a public space. That's the basic summary. Many have the question, how did it get to that point? Well, yes, the official charge against me in this legal case in the Netherlands, civil case, was one of vandalism. Okay, how did it get to that point? Well, that was still when I was living in the Netherlands. That was in 2011, right? And that was just after I had, early 2011, I had attempted to commit suicide. How did it get to that point? That was because the years preceding that event, I had been trying to get medical help for my intersex condition, which I was born with, obviously. So how did it get to the point where I was intersex? I was born. After that, I discovered it when I was 21 that I was intersex. I tried to get medical help in the Netherlands. I went to the gender team at the VUMC Medical Hospital in Amsterdam. Did not get help there. Tried other places. They tried to convince me that I had to be transsexual or made up other terms. And that took a few years, and well, ultimately it left such a psychological impression on me. Traumatic experience, really. Impression that I had a feeling that they didn't want to acknowledge who I was. All the medical professionals in the Netherlands, even though by that time it was quite clear to me, also thanks to 2007, I actually had an MRI scan made in Germany, paid for it myself, really my mother did, and that already showed that I was a hermaphrodite, so a form of intersex. Right, should be easy then. But Netherlands after that never managed to acknowledge those findings. They didn't want to communicate with German physicians or anyone there. So I was fighting a losing fight in the Netherlands, and well, in hindsight I probably should have left for Germany long time before it came to the point where I tried to commit suicide, but hindsight and all that. So I tried to commit suicide. I failed because it's not easy to properly commit suicide. Irony. Then I ended up back at my mother's place, which was that time in the Dutch Bible Belt. So I've got all those fun, tolerant, very progressive people, including the physicians there. Of course, completely sarcastic. At the first general practitioner's place I tried, I actually got rejected as an intersex person. Well, as a patient, because I was intersex, and I don't like that. Second place I got accepted, but they were not really happy with me, as I learned later. They didn't really wish to cooperate with anything. I tried to get back. Still try to get medical help with my intersex condition. Did not get any, of course. They were being difficult. And at one point when I was there at that general practitioner's place, I think it was something one of the assistants said, just one snide, mean remark, which kind of triggered something in me, and then blackout. Of the following hour, 2 hours, 3, I don't know. I remember bits and pieces. I remember just seeing my hands staring at stuff, then looking at my hands bleeding because apparently there was glass in it or something. I don't remember feeling anything. I don't remember feeling any motivation. I don't remember anything except those images. Then I remember being outside walking. I hear footsteps behind me. Then there is just incredible pain. My mother saw everything happen there. Apparently I slipped into a kind of rage there at the GP's office, and I started destroying things. They called in the police. I did have, from something which I destroyed, I had glass in my hand. That's why I had all the blood there. The police arrived. They didn't care about me or my mother. They just went into the GP's office and we were left there alone. I apparently got up, walked outside, and on my way out I apparently tore down this glass display case in which those works of art were placed, which is how I got to, heading in that point there. Went outside. My mother had to watch while the police literally beat me up. As I learned later, I actually had right knee bruised bone, which is not easy to bruise bone. That requires a lot of force, so apparently they were not really being careful. I suffered neuropathy in my both in my right leg and my right wrist, which is still, it's partially permanent at this point, so nerve damage, mostly from not being really careful with the handcuffs. The police, they beat my head against car doors. I've been stripped. I've been left in a cell overnight with no idea what would happen, with barely any memory of what had happened from the moment I was stood there in that GP's office there talking with that assistant, until I was lying there in that cell practically naked with no clue what was going to happen or what had happened. And the next day, a lot of confusion until they finally let me go. That was 4 years ago. They got a legal or civil case against me for vandalism. They tried to, initially, this GP's office tried to also get me accused of threats of, that I was threatening to murder them, but that didn't stick because there was no evidence of that. And, case after case after case, court case after another court case, charges were dropped. The GP's office actually got everything covered financially from insurance. So they vanished out of the picture, and it was just the Dutch state and this artist against me. The Dutch state, the judge actually figured that, considering the circumstances of my situation, of my medical situation, that punishment was not appropriate. But it wouldn't be the Netherlands if they didn't have some kind of backwards ruling. It doesn't make any sense at all, which in this case is that, I still have to pay for these works of art which got damaged when that display case fell over. Those uninsured works. So, yes, I tried to get that. I went in against that, didn't help, and in the end, no official punishment except paying a lot of money. It's including the interests since 2011. We're talking about close to €4,000. I also have, of course, the lawyer fees I had to pay. So, but the 4,000, that hurts. Why does it hurt? For the simple reason that, well, first of all, they weren't going to punish me, but it's still punishment. So it's mostly that it's not justice. It doesn't feel like they didn't punish me. It's just psychologically, why did I have to assign that? Why do I have to pay this artist who was so careless to do such a stupid thing? Why would I have to pay for her stupidity, essentially? And why couldn't she just go to this GP's office and ask him, well, let me just pitch on your insurance or whatever? But why do I have to pay that? I mean, it wasn't my fault that happened. And that's why that hurts. Because, I mean, what could I have done to change it? Well, not try to get medical help. Flee the Netherlands as a refugee to Germany or wherever long before, well, maybe I should have stayed in Canada back in 2007. Not return to the Netherlands in 2008. I could have done that. I mean, I could have just become a regular refugee, sure. But I didn't. That's the only thing I can think of that I could have done differently. Beyond not being born intersex, I guess, but that's not really in my power either, I guess. So it hurts. €4,000 is to be paid within a few months from now, probably. That will be the end of the whole situation. Should be, hopefully. The thing is, of course, that, well, okay, I've got the job, I can pay it, but it's not about the money, it's about just the fact that with this, the Netherlands has said to me, the Netherlands as an institution, as a symbol, has said to me, we still don't like you. You're still not welcome here. We don't like intersex people. That's what they're telling me with this, that they don't understand the whole situation. And that's why I don't think that me having to pay this fine is fair. It's not justice. So I will pay it. I will, however, ask, not beg, I will ask for everyone who hears this, who listens to this, who knows about my situation, to consider maybe donating some money. As part of this €4,000 I will be paying, not because of the financial aspects, but because of the psychological aspects, that we can share this burden of unfairness, of injustice, together. I know it would make me feel a lot better. I know there are a lot of people out there who wish to support me, and this is one way to do it. I will not force anyone. If they do, it's completely voluntarily. I am not opposed to giving something back either. I mean, I am supposed to be a game developer. I'll be making games. And I could throw some free Steam keys or whatever for my games out there once those games are finished. So somewhere, sometime in the future. But it's just about the psychological aspect. If anyone wants to help with that, gladly. Because heavens know that the biggest issue I have as an intersex person in this world is that I just feel so goddamn alone. When physicians don't care about you, when psychologists just revel in torturing you, when it's incredibly hard to make friends, then all you want is just a sense that you're not alone. So that's why I'm asking. If anyone has any questions, feel free to send me questions via my website or whatever. I've still got a donation form somewhere buried on my website, but feel free to ask for any details if you need them. And just share this message, I guess, and thank you for listening. Bye.